Good morning and happy Veterans Day. Welcome to this week's edition of Marquette in Motion. We're your hosts, Miranda Peters
and Hallie Kilberg. Thank you so much for listening today. We've waited a whole week to bring you today's show, so let's not wait any longer.
To start our show, Hallie and I will be giving you all the details on the Marquette Quiz Bowl team.
We'll also have a Quiz Bowl game of our own, right here on the show.
Then our guest reporter, Haley Dullinger, will be here reporting on themes in literature.
Justina will be here to fill us in on the exciting Archbishop Jekyll's visit and blessing.
Jeb and Garrett will be back with the Marquette Sports Report.
Molly and Maura will be interviewing senior Ashley Coos.
And then Hallie and I will be looking ahead to some important upcoming happenings at Marquette.
And if I may play on the word ahead, we have not a head, but many heads ready to start up the Quiz Bowl season again.
Quiz Bowl, an activity for students to join at Marquette, is a Jeopardy-like game in which students, as a team, compete against other schools to see not only who knows more answers to random questions, but who knows those answers faster.
Students have absolutely no idea what they will be quizzed on, in other words, what questions they will be asked. The questions could range from the law of relativity to the 1970s sports championships.
Quiz Bowl coaches Mr. Hollinsby and Mr. Bishop have been holding practices during lunch to prep the team for their meets.
The Marquette team this year can only consist of 7 people, but about 30 people have gone out this year, making Mr. Hollinsby's room very crowded during lunchtime when the practices are held.
The team's first meet is being held at Prince of Peace High School in Clinton today as we speak.
At the meet, moderators read questions, and whoever hits their buzzer first has the first chance of answering that question.
If the person answers the question correctly, his or her team is given a point. But if a student buzzes in when the moderator is still reading that question and they get it wrong, that is -1 point for the team.
Then, obviously, whoever has more points by the end of the 15-minute round wins and continues in the tournament, which works just as a typical basketball tournament would.
And so, to mark the start of the Quiz Bowl season, we'd like to give you the opportunity to play a little Quiz Bowl game of your own.
So grab a piece of paper and a pencil, because Miranda and I have 5 questions for you. Miranda, are you ready?
You bet. Here we go. The first question is, in 1954, this president officially changed the name of today's holiday from Armistice Day to Veterans Day. Can you name this president?
Okay, and now question number 2. This author wrote A Farewell to Arms about the couple Catherine Barclay and Frederick Henry, who meet during World War I. This author also won the Pulitzer Prize for The Old Man and the Sea, a novel about Santiago, a fisherman whose prize marlin is eaten by sharks. Who is this author?
Here's question number 3. This man's ears were turned into donkey ears after he judged Pan to be a better musician than Apollo. This Phrygian washed himself in the Pactolus River to rid himself of a power that made him unable to eat anything he touched. Who is this king who could turn things to gold?
And here's question number 4. These objects can be uniquely characterized by spin, charge, and mass, according to the no-hair theorem. They can form by the gravitational collapse of a star and have an event horizon. What is the name of these objects whose gravity is so strong that light cannot even escape from them?
And finally, question number 5 reads, this speech, which followed a 2-hour speech by Edward Everett, claims, the world will little note nor longer remember what we say here. 77 years ago are the opening words of which speech given by Abraham Lincoln at the dedication of a battlefield cemetery?
And now, Miranda, I have a question for you. The question reads, when will our audience members be able to hear the answers to our Quiz Bowl questions?
And the answer is, right after these messages. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the answers to our little Quiz Bowl questions. The first answer was President Dwight D. Eisenhower.
The answer to question number 2 was Ernest Hemingway.
And the king that turned everything into gold was King Midas.
The answer to question number 4 was a black hole.
And the answer to question number 5 was the Gettysburg Address.
Thanks for playing along. Up next is Haley Dullinger with this week's academic feature.
Hi, I'm a 4th grader, Haley Dunlinger, and recently my classmates and I have been learning about the concept of themes. We watched a trailer for the Disney movie Nemo and worked to describe the themes of that movie. One of the themes I took from the movie was the theme, Never Give Up. We also watched clips from other Disney movies and determined themes for those movies as well. Now, themes aren't exclusive to movies. Great literature is filled with theme as well. My classmates and I recently read the play Power of Wow and discussed such themes as helping each other and helping people in your community. Currently, I'm reading the book Me, Addie. A theme that I've been covered in this book is the theme love. And I love that you were able to join us today. For Marquette in Motion, this has been your guest reporter, Haley Dunlinger.
Thanks, Haley. And now, here's Justina Dellinger to inform us on the Archbishop's visit to Marquette.
On Wednesday, November 8th, grades kindergarten through 12th attended Mass, which was concelebrated by Archbishop Jacels and Father Cruzy. Following Mass, students, faculty, parishioners, and members of the community met in the new multipurpose center. There, the Archbishop spoke briefly to the assembly about how all spaces can be holy. He then gave a special blessing to both the new multipurpose center and the parish center. Those attending were then invited to share in cookies and conversation. Thanks to all who donated time and resources to make these new facilities a reality. And here's another reality. It's time for me to sign off. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Justina Denlinger.
Thanks, Justina. Up next are Jeb and Garrett with the Marquette Sports Report.
Thanks, Miranda. To start out, congratulations to sophomore Tori Mickle, who competed at the state swimming meet last Saturday, November 4th.
Tori placed 13th in the 200 individual medley and 8th in the 100 backstroke. Her team took 11th in the 200-yard medley and 8th in the 400-yard freestyle.
Congratulations to Tori on all of her great accomplishments.
This past week marked the beginning of practice for the JV varsity girls basketball teams. The girls' first game of the season will be Tuesday evening, November 21st at Midland, starting at 6 o'clock.
The boys' team will begin practice this upcoming Monday, November 13th, and will have their season opener at home against North Lynn on Tuesday, November 28th. That will be a quad with a start time of 4 o'clock.
The Marquette dance team is also practicing hard for their upcoming state competition, which will take place November 29th through the 30th.
Dancers this year include freshmen Macy Heim, Hannah Litter, Molly Minster, and Maura Tracy. Sophomores Evie Berthel, Catherine Heimbuck, and Avery Sieverding.
As well as juniors Sydney Jacobs and Mackenzie Kilberg, and senior co-captains Hannah Ray and Allison Hager.
Well, that about sums up this week in sports. From Marquette in Motion, this has been Jeb Schwager
And Garrett Krieg
with your Marquette Sports Report.
Thanks, guys. Don't go away. More Marquette in Motion after the break.
Welcome back to Marquette in Motion. Molly and Maura are here to interview senior Ashley Coos.
Hi, I am Maura Tracy.
And I'm Molly Minster, and today we're here with our senior interview, Ashley Coos. Thanks, Ashley, for joining us today.
Ashley, can you tell us a little bit about what events you're involved in here at Marquette?
So I am involved in cross-country, basketball, track, softball, play, musical, speech, student council, and National Honor Society.
Do you know what school you'd like to attend and what you want to major in?
I am either attending Loras or St. Ambrose, and my major is going to be biology, and then I hope to pursue either graduate school for podiatry or to become a physician assistant after that.
Cool. What has been your favorite experience in your time at Marquette?
I would definitely have to say athletics, because I've gone to state in each of the 4 sports I've participated in, and they've truly all been amazing experiences, and they've helped me grow closer to my teammates and the coaches, and also they've helped me grow in my faith experience as well through them. So I would definitely have to say state experiences are the best.
What is your favorite movie or book?
My favorite book is the Selection series, because it's kind of like a mix between The Hunger Games and The Bachelorette, so I like it a lot.
It is a really good series. What will you miss most about Marquette after this year?
I will definitely miss the community and family aspect of Marquette, how everyone is here for each other, and we all support each other in everything that we do. And basically, I will just miss the closeness of this community and how everyone is so supportive.
What would you like to leave us with, Ashley? Do you have a favorite quote or any advice for underclassmen?
Well, one of the quotes that I like is, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And I think that as you go through high school, starting out as freshmen, you realize that it's not everything is going to work out the way you want it to, but it's all about learning from your mistakes and adapting and just be involved. I think here at Marquette, it's so easy to become involved. So be involved. It helps you make friends. You grow as a person, and you grow in your faith, and you grow in those relationships. So definitely become involved. Yeah.
Thanks, Ashley, so much. That was Maura Tracy
And Molly Minster.
Thanks, girls. And now Miranda and I will be looking ahead to next week at Marquette.
Today, the Marquette Quiz Bowl team is competing in their first meet at Prince of Peace.
Also today, the Marquette Youth Basketball Tournament is taking place in the MEC.
And tomorrow, the annual Marquette Chicken Dinner will be taking place at Horizon Hall from 11 to 1:30 p.m.
On Monday, November 13th, the Tri-Rivers High School Vocal Festival will be taking place at Lisbon.
On Tuesday, the junior high girls basketball team will be playing at Cascade starting at 4:15. On Thursday, November 16th, students will be embarking on their trip out to Indianapolis for the National Catholic Youth Conference, or NCYC.
The junior high girls basketball team has a game against Cal Wheat at home starting at 4 p.m.
The Opus Honor Choir takes place on Thursday in Ames.
And Thursday also marks the start of the All-State Music Festival.
And that marks the end of our show. For Marquette in Motion, this has been Miranda Peters.
And Tally Kilberg.
And remember, stay informed, stay involved, stay
in motion.